All right, party people. Got a little test here. So if anybody's on, um, please let me know. This is the first time I didn't want to do this during Daily Candle because what a disaster that would be. But I've made some changes on the settings that have seemed to be okay the last few days, provided literally everything else on the computer is off. So now I've added a few things and want to see if we can actually still get a stream, together without crazy lag. But I'm gonna need someone to tell me whether that's working or not. Otherwise, no big deal. I'll check out the video after the case may be, and I can usually tell. I mean, the movement on the mouse is actually responding nicely. So we'll have to wait and see. Ed Hughes, completely lag free, my man. Thank you, Ed. That's so good to hear. Well, here comes the lag now. As you can see, the cursor has decided that it was not happy with me being happy, which is upsetting to say the least. But maybe it's just going through a little minor chunk right now, and we'll do better things. Let's see. I'm getting some encoding overloaded. Great, wonderful. All right, so I'm right back to where I was. So anyway, what was I looking at here? Yes, so KNC BTC on the 4-hour chart started to pick up a little steam here. Found support on the 618. That was good. Will it have the steam to continue? We shall see. Looks like TTM is starting to swing back to the upside, momentum creeping on the bullish side. Oh man, it's terrible. And to move some things. It's terrible. Man, when they're good, it's gonna be a lot. But let me just delete some things over here, and maybe that'll help get a little bit of memory back in the computer. We'll see. Snow twice. Yay! Yeah, and here comes the lag. I know. I tried. I didn't want to take the during the candle. So I figured, I swing out for a few minutes later at night, and it wouldn't affect people. Obviously, that's not the case. So I'm making some moves on the other side here, which should hopefully get us back to normal stream mode. But of course, everything you click one button on like Chrome to shut it down, and it takes like 4 minutes. So it's right. Let's try that again. So, here we go. I'm back. Back, and there's the question mark. All right. Let me know if you can hear me. Now I gotta swing this back over here. Let me reload this back up and see what we got over there. Right. So hopefully you can hear me now. Everything should be okay. So no sound. Oh, what is this? Jesus. Everything is wrong here. Everything is wrong. All right. So let's try this again. Anything? Okay. So if you can hear me, let me know. This is the big question mark of the day. We're gonna put that over here, like that, so it seems really big and important. There we go. All right, so if you can hear me, that's fantastic. If you can't, then I simply just have more problems that I have to figure out. But everything looks good on my end. Okay, all right, cool. Phew. Guys are making me nervous, man. I'm trying to make adjustments over here, trying to see like what works, what doesn't work. Ay, Dios mío. All right, so Gems, if let's see, if Gems is still with us, I'll go back over BNB. If not, then we'll swing over to G-Byte before I wrap that up. But this is simply this is just a way to find targets, larger scale plays, especially during price discovery, right? So we have no history. According to the chart, let's throw the weekly chart on, just make things look a little bit bigger here. And because of the history, right, we don't know what we're doing, or we don't know what we're looking at. So once you approach new all-time highs, then what are you going to do? So what you can do is go by previous history and previous movements. And by that I mean you had this big move up and then you had a pullback. So once you had a pullback, now you can start taking some measurements. Say, okay, well, if I were to get 100% of that move back and then an additional 61, right, the big golden 1618, well, now I can start setting targets above my current all-time high. And so that's what we did. Let's see, perfect with audio now. Awesome. All right, cool. So Gems, I was just talking BNB real quick. So you actually came in perfect timing. But to help you out, this is what you do. If you need to lock your, so if you're in auto right here, bottom right, you're in auto, and this is just what you're looking at, and then every time you move the screen, it just tracks it. You could just swing that out right here, right? And then the second you drag it out, you'll see auto comes decoupled, and then you're on your own. So what we're saying is, if you have an all-time high, right, and you don't have any of that's disgusting. All right, don't worry, I'm gonna clean that up in just 1 second. We're gonna do this like that, right? Perfect. And then we'll just make it super black. All right, so, wow, that's, oh, God. Okay, there we go. So, if you're looking at the chart, right, and this is all we have to go by, that's got to stop doing that. That's all we have to go by, then you're saying to yourself, okay, well, oh, man. You're saying to yourself, all right, well, I don't know how we're going to get any targets on the next higher high. Right, so what you do is you lay your fibs down, right, just like you normally would, and then you're looking for examples of a 1618 or a 2618 or a 3618 in order to give you the idea that you could set profit targets up above current trading. And that's what we did here. So we used this pullback, right? We had this whole move up, this big monster move, right? And then we used that pullback. Then we said if we wanted to get back 100% from the pullback, not from the bottom of the actual move, just the pullback, We say, okay, from here to get 100% back, we need to make our way up top. So that's one level. But once you have a 1, you have a 1618. So where'd the 1618 land? You know, right here. Perfect, right? The 1618 is what smashed the resistance over here. Or at least it was close enough to consider confluence. Now the 2618, interesting enough, is exactly where we're stopped out right now. Right this very second, pulling a level from, where are we at here? March 5th to January 8th, 2018 is what gave us our resistance line up in price discovery. So we're out in the middle of nowhere over here. This is no man's land, right? We've never traded over here before. But we already have levels. We have targets that we can work on, targets that we can achieve. So same thing with the 3618 and the 423. These we've never traded up here yet before, but that's what we're going to be looking to get to when the time comes. So just like these levels down here, these were mapped out off a pullback down here, which gave us a 1618, which is where we painted that doji. Gave us a 2618, where we came back to retest. Gave us a 3618, where we found hesitation and a pullback. And it gave us the 423, where we had hesitation, a mini pullback, and now that was the springboard for the next big move. So if you look at it on, like, let's say the 4-hour chart, you know, then it's a lot easier to see what was going on here. But these were the target levels based off of a play all the way back over here. So it's you know, that as a trend-based trader, these are the types of ways you can use fibs to your you know, advantage, or at least give you an idea of what could be happening. All right, Gems looks happy. Very good. All right, so let's see. We have to do this, don't we? We don't really have much of a choice. So let's take a look. I think you wanted USD, right? I think so. We should already have. Yeah. Is this what we were looking at? Why does this not? This doesn't seem right. But we're gonna play with it anyway. All right. So again, you know, me and range, I like to come out and have a retest. Which is exactly what we did right here. Green box, good news. So we had a cup and a handle, right? Cup and handle. Pull back nice. Push back up. Another retest of that same 382 level. And we're out of range. So now this is, you know, now it's time to play the game, right? So we had, let's see, we had these pink target levels up here. You know, that's one thing. I should probably write down what I do so that I know I know what these levels represent. that would probably make a little bit of sense. So let's see if I use this pullback here. Swing something like this, give or take. Well, that would be the 2618 and the 1618. Oh, that's historical, isn't it? Yeah, that's this guy. I don't know why I put it all the way over there. Should have just done that. All right. So, yeah, historical levels that we like. That's in confluence with that support level right here. Smash through accumulation. It's not the greatest level in the world, but it's a target nonetheless. 1618, 2618. So these are primary targets. So you can already see, right, we hit right through the 2618. That's a perfect trade right here. Right? So if you were to take this play, this move, right, off of this pullback, right, you could have been targeting long-term 2618 and you would have hit it right here. All right? You would have also hit that other historical level, 49.93. So you would have hit that, and that would have played out well as well. So next target really is 54, but you got to let this come down, right? That's too big of a move to not have a pullback. It already pulled back a lot based off of the high that it was at. So if we just get a smaller local level here, just to get an idea, ballpark. Right now we're sitting on the 5, but look where it came down to, right? 618. It's perfect. Not perfect. I mean, it came down to the 618. It didn't stop on the 618. But this huge move came down. Next candle painted. 618. Found support. Smashed up. Banged its head on the 382. smash back down, finding support on the 5 right now. So if we swing over to the hourly chart, we'll be able to see a little bit more detail how that all played out, and then get an idea on is this the type of trend that follows patterns? Are we looking at bull flags? Are we looking at pennants? This is more or less nothing. So it's just a sharp downtrend down with a retrace, right? So, but you can see right here. Let me get this guy going. So you can see right here, right? We didn't quite hit anything on this candle. Came down here, support on the 618, right? Next play, next move up, smashed through the 50, came down, support on the 618. Next move up, push up to the 382, failed, came back down, support on the 618. Next move up, not much happened, came back down, support on the 618. Okay, next move up here, smashed through the 50, didn't quite make the 382. That's the next target. All right, now these candles are weak and they don't show you much. So these like doji type candles that aren't the best candles, especially this guy right here. That's a gravestone doji, which would be at the top of like a micro uptrend. So you would expect to see a little bit of selling coming in. Now, if it finds support on the 5, you're good. If not, it should retest the 618. Should eventually find support if there's any type of confluence for the trend. Now, this is good here as far as volume is concerned. More so this right here. So what happens is you have the nice big volume push up, which is great. And then you start trending down, but at the same time, you're losing volume. So there's less interest in that particular trend. Will give you the idea that the trend is exhausting. So as the trend exhausted, then you'd look for some type of play back up. Here comes a little bit of selling coming in now on the 1 hour chart. So as far as RSI is concerned, we hit our mark up over the 70 level. That's this big push here, and we started to pull back. So if we're pulling back, it's no big deal. There's nothing to really be concerned about. The overall trend is still good, right? It's a healthy trend. You have higher lows and you have higher highs. So if we go back to, let's say, like a 3-day chart, you should easily be able to see like the type of channel that we're forming here, right? So, let me get rid of this right now. And you'll see the channel, right? You just see this move right here. If you were to put a rectangular box around this, you would see that that's sort of showing your current channel. Now with large moves like this, you have to be cognizant of what type of move that actually was, and is it going to play well in your channel or not. If not, then you got no channel. You know what I mean? And it's not like you have to have a channel, so it's just one of those things. All right. So as far as this is concerned, I'm cool with this. This is a good pullback right here. Rebuying on the 618 is okay. Even if you were to buy, see a little push back down to the 5 and pick that up, then that's cool too. You're still early in trend, and this is a very ugly trend, right? Where it's very sideways. It's not like BNB where we just looked at it. It's a good push up and a pullback, push up and a pullback, push up and a pullback. This is not that. It's a good push up and then a slow bleed sideways to a drop, which is still a higher low. Right? And then a good push up, sideways, a little push up, sideways drop, push up, sideways, big drop, big push. Very different trends. So you have to treat it like that. If you get in here on the 618, you can't, based off of previous price action, you can't expect that move, right? It could easily do something way more boring where it sort of does this, and then it kind of does this, maybe even drops down to the 886, big push up to like the 382, swings back around the 5, and then all of a sudden we get buying. All right. No telling what something like this will do because the previous price action is very unclear. So I hope that helps. But you can certainly get an idea as we zoom in on hourly, and if we were to get onto like a 15-minute chart or something, then we would have a basic idea. But for now, I'm going to do this, and I'll put a little, if we do come back down to the 618, then that is not a bad zone. Something like that. All right, that's your big bad G-bite update. How's that? Snow, you got that trade. Absolutely, that's awesome. That is awesome. Yeah, this was for me. This was the convincing factor, right? Because I need to see that retest. Not that I need to see it. I prefer to see it. Gives me far more confidence that we're not just dipping back into range, which I believe on this chart we did not that long. Yeah, right here. So this is what I talk about when you're looking at current moves. Look at previous moves and see how it behaved. Now, a lot of people will say, you push out of range, you get that candle close above, right, and you're good to go, and it's just going to, rocket off from there. Well, that's not the case, right? Right here, it came up, it closed above. You had a next candle close, you were still above, and you retested. And then your third day, you lost everything, right? The entire range you lost, and you actually hit, double bottom. All these spikes over here, these are just retests. These is test of range, north side of range, but you never closed above. But look at this one. This is a great example. You pushed up, right? You closed above. You had another candle close above, sideways indecision, which would give you hesitation. Okay, now we're ready to take it to the next level, make a higher high. Well, that didn't happen. We broke. We found support right on our range, which is exactly what we want to see. The next day, buying came in. Everything that we lost, we got back, and we're right back on range. And then the next day, we closed below range. All right, we opened above, closed below, and then we had success. 1, 2, 3, 3 successive days of losing. Right, so all of this, right, looked good until this candle, and we closed through it. So even though we saw all of this, until we did this with the retest and then actually pushed past it, right, you're not confident in this trade, or I'm not confident in this trade until we do this. That right there. You got to break this level in order to get me into this trade. Now, if you wanted to be riskier, that's fine. You could. This was our buy box, so obviously I was thinking risk was feeling pretty good. But with the buy box being down here again, that's your retest. So this is, I usually say something along the lines of, you have your conservative entry and you have your aggressive entry, right? This would be your aggressive entry. You haven't truly tested that. Now the confluence in this box was the cup and handle. So that's a big difference. You know what I mean? So not only did you break range, not only do you have the volume to support it, right, but you're also painting a pattern that has a decent strike rate. So with the cup and the handle and the top of range and support with the supporting volume, all of that, and then you can say, okay, I feel pretty good about the trade, I'm going to take it, or just have a tight stop back down in range, back on my lowest wick, something like that. Now that you're trading, you're moving up, that's good. You get sideways for a little bit, but look where the resistance is. 1, 2. These two candles right here smash the top of your resistance leg because this was your last high. That's your last structure high before this whole move. So this is all this is a failure. All right, this was a big failure back into range. You were supposed to break range. You were supposed to break it, retest it, and continue up. You failed. So once you failed to do that, right, all this trading that happens under this line is still just part of the failure. So once you're through and you break through and you retest, you're good, and you got all this buying coming in, everything's cool, but still until you break that zone, it's still just a failure. You have to break that zone, which is what we did here. So this candle right here broke the zone, smashed up through it, right, and now coming back and retesting it. So this all, makes sense if you're looking at it through that lens. And again, here you'll see it in a little bit more detail as we get closer into it, right? That level to come back and retest it another time makes perfect sense. Now the pink one above it, right? That is that's your 1618 from that last move. So again, another important level. That's this guy right here. We can just get rid of that. We don't need this at the present moment. Just to clean the chart up a little bit, and we got all sorts of, we got stuff all over the place here. Let's just get rid of all that. Okay, so anyway, that's what we're looking at. We're looking at this pink line, buying underneath it if need be at the 618. Probably a good idea because of the confluence in that line and structure to place a bid over here. But like I said, you already hit it, right? That was your opportunity right here, that candle. So does it come back down now again? It may. It's hard to say. We could swing on, like, let's say a 15-minute chart, see what kind of moves we got here. So you had the big move up, huge dump, sideways, drop down again, found support, came up through, found support, came up through, found support, and then over here you're just making like a triangle, right? So you're just right now you're just doing this. Something like that. Okay, so you know when you paint that, it doesn't matter what time frame you're on. You know, if you're on a 5 minute, a 3 minute, a 1 minute, 15 minute, a 3 day, a 1 week, a month, doesn't matter, right? If you're pushing down, right, you find reversal, pivot point, and then you come back out with 2 strong moves, right, and then you paint yourself a symmetrical. You're looking for some type of continuation. Right, so continuation to the upside is more probable than reversal back to the downside. So we have to wait and see. It would be too bad. This is a good buy right here at the 618, but it might be a little too late to get in on that. But then you know there's pullbacks across the board. So again, the 5's not a bad zone either. Imagine you could probably short the 382 right now. Unless we smash right through it, but we found resistance on it before, so we got a bunch of levels to deal with here. Not bad though, not bad. Excelente. All right, so that's it. I just wanted to look at a few things and test the stream out a little bit. But obviously, that was a big failure, so back to the drawing board for me, and that's okay. But anyway, that is a wrap for my night, and yeah, that's it. So I'll try to be back on tomorrow. We'll see. Every day is just a big guessing game. All right. So if you were here, I appreciate it. If you watch it at a later date, that's awesome too. Thank you. I do appreciate it. And until then, I want to see you on the exchanges, and happy trading.